Welcome to another Friday night. This is On Fire Family, and this is Happy Hour from the North Channel. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yo ho ho, and a bottle of rum. Hoist the mainsail, here I come. Ain't no room on board for the ensign sea. You're my witness, I'm your mutiny.
Well, in our last video, we left you off in the Bustard Islands in Georgian Bay, and we had such an amazing time in Georgian Bay. It was crazy. But we had to kind of keep moving. Because that's kind of the nature of the loop. You keep moving, otherwise you never cross your way.
Yeah, I am jealous of the people. Now I'm jealous of the people that have to wait so long to get through the lock that's closed south of Chicago for the summer, because they're just up here lingering and living their best life. And this is an amazing place, and just I'm swimming every other day, and just the beauty is unparalleled. So, but we have a schedule that we need to keep, and so we keep moving.
So if we did a lot of anchoring in Georgian Bay, we have done even more here in the North Channel. We left the Bustards, and well, first we had a stop at a marina. So we went into Killarney, which is a kind of a cute little spot.
Resort town.
We hadn't been within cell service or internet or
right.
anything for quite a while. We hadn't re-provisioned the boat. Which there wasn't a lot of provisioning to be done there, but
No, and it
there
was
was a small
expensive.
little shop. But we saw live music. We saw. We went to a little bakery. It was just such a beautiful spot.
The bakery. Oh my gosh.
We reconnected with Looper friends, so we keep saying goodbye to Nice Aft.
Yeah, at
but
least
then
4 times now.
Keep reconnecting, but we think this is it in Killarney. But we went on just a beautiful dinghy ride with summer breeze and Nice Aft out into the North Channel from there to Covered Portage, where we anchored.
Yeah, Killarney's like this channel between Georgian Bay and the North Channel.
Well, here we are at the Killarney Mountain Lodge, and this is the Carousel Bar, and we had a lovely evening last night listening to music in here. The pool is right next door. They're really resort amenities here, so Mason is swimming with his buddy from Nice Aft. Maybe one of the last times we'll see those guys. So here we go. We're gonna go have a fancy dinner tonight too, celebrate the end-ish of our loop. Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, today we leave Killarney. The Sportsman's Inn here has been absolutely delightful to us. This is Witness. Just off our bow is the pub and restaurant, and easy walk to Killarney Mountain Lodge with all the amenities over there. Been an absolutely awesome stay. We're just waiting for pump out and to say goodbye to some friends, and off we go. Cheers. So we spent a couple of nights in the marina, really recharged our batteries there, and I think it was therapeutic and great because we spent so much time on anchor in this stretch. And then Covered Portage, what a beautiful anchorage. Just a huge granite cliff. Mason decided to express his independence and paddleboard over and hike up to the top of the cliff, which he did. The following morning, he took his sister, and they both went up there and got selfies over the cliff down to the anchorage. Just a beautiful, beautiful spot. And then from there, we've just continued to anchor up until
Well, and then we did
today.
another short hop to Baie, Baie, So it was hard to find if you don't know how to spell. And we found a great little cove there. We dinghied to the end of it and hiked up to Topaz Island, which I think was everybody's like top favorite. Which
Topaz Lake.
That's another video.
Absolutely amazing. Well, here we are anchored in Bay Fin and hiking up to Topaz Lake, which is supposed to be this beautiful mountaintop lake. We've got our towels and swimsuits on and ready for a dip. It's an absolutely gorgeous day. We are anchored somewhat nearby. We took the dinghy in and we're looking forward to this hike and this swim. Well, absolutely beautiful day at Topaz Lake. Not a terrible hike to get up and back down. We had the place all to ourselves. We passed one group coming out as we went up to swim, and so we had the lake to ourselves, and Mason did some jumping off of rocks. I did some just hanging out on rocks. We all got some swimming in and just had a great time. So hiking back to the tender and back to Witness for some dinner and sunset, and we've met somebody else in our anchorage that is a viewer, and probably have some cocktails this evening. Cheers. Warm, it was beautiful. We had the most pristine day to do it. It was really absolutely magical. We lingered a little bit longer later in the day than we maybe would have, but it warranted it. And so we hopped in the dinghy and made our way back to our anchorage.
Before that, right there is an island called Evinrude Island, and so being old boat people, we appreciate old motors like Evinrude, and that's where they used to test them, was in the Bay Fin.
So the original family cottage for the Evinrude family is right there, still owned by the family. And so that was kind of nice to use our outboard motor and our dinghy to cruise right by there, and it was kind of neat I don't know, nostalgic. And so then from Bay Fin, we unfortunately made a long hop. We had planned out a few short hops to really savor our time in the North Channel. And as happens, weather has kind of come up as a part of what we need to consider on our loop.
We've been very lucky, but because we're on a schedule, we can't wait out the weather how we wanted to. And so we didn't get a chance to visit the Benjamins or Croker Island, which we've seen on other videos. Show and Joe, it looked amazing, and we were sad to miss it because we needed to pull a 9-hour day to get here so that we've got one more hop to get into the United States. So
we have weather coming. So we had a storm come through this morning. You wouldn't know it now other than the wind.
Right here, it's like 330 degrees of protected around us in this cove, and so there was rain, no biggie, but then he went out in the dinghy and he said, out there on the North Channel, crazy. But looking at this, you're like, why wouldn't you go in these conditions? Because in here we're very lucky. So this is Long Point Cove. Big fan.
So again, in the North Channel and everywhere, we've been using the heck out of our dinghy. It's just been incredible exploring territory, and so it's just been an awesome experience. So from here, we are not exactly sure. We think we might have a weather window tomorrow if we leave early morning to make it back to the U.S. in Detour, Michigan. And so that is our plan A, and we will see how the conditions are.
Plan A is that today is our last day in Canada.
Which is sad, because we have absolutely loved the Canadian people, the Canadian nature, the anchoring, the places we have stopped. We're in love with these maple cookies, the butter tarts, the poutine, everything has been awesome. The beers.
Manitoulin. It's actually better than I thought it would be because we're beer snobs. And so, this is Manitoulin Brewing. Big fan.
So, tomorrow we set out a bit into the unknown. So if conditions are favorable, we will make it all the way to Detour, Michigan, and fill out our customs paperwork and be back in the U.S.
Well, we'll use the CBP Rome app, which we've already used 3 times, so no biggie.
Hopefully no biggie. And we have a couple bailout plans in case the weather is not conducive to us making that whole long crossing.
But this haul of the North Channel, it does not have small craft route through islands, kind of like an ICW
Like a
of
protected,
Canada.
yeah.
Yeah. So Georgian Bay, there's lots of bailout points, but in the North Channel there is not. So you need good weather days.
Yeah.
So.
And it is, for the most part, very secluded, very untouched. Not a lot of boaters. Like in the anchorage last night, were 4 of us. There's 4 of us again tonight. But if you go outside of this very protected anchorage, there's nobody around for
hours
miles.
for nobody.
Like I dinghied all around here exploring, and there's just nobody around.
Oh, we forgot to mention, because we know that the wind here is no joke coming from the west because of the fetch. Because getting into Killarney, it was 2 hours of just slam on the beam, and then we took Anderson Inlet and Collins Inlet as bailout, and it was gorgeous. But then there was 15 minutes where I said,
last 15 minutes into Killarney was rough.
In fact, it was so rough that I was just yelling out how much longer it was going to be. Yeah. And the water was splashing in, and
we haven't seen that big of water since maybe the Atlantic, but we just are, I don't know. You get into different modes of the loop, and we were not.
We were in
mentally
like protected
prepared.
cove of the loop, and just like this, it's calm. Where we were in Bustards, it's calm.
But then you leave
until you get out. And we didn't have internet, so we weren't prepared.
We didn't know that was going to hit us. So
but so we're a little bit gun shy on the weather.
But we've had, other than that day, we've had absolutely amazing conditions our whole time in Canada. So
that's why we pulled such a long day yesterday to get here. Like I said, this is the best day to do it, and I know it's heartbreaking. Yeah.
So we're here. We're going to take another swim probably tonight, another dinghy ride, and really savor this last day in Canada. And then tomorrow, hopefully, we'll be back in the U.S. With plans to make it to Hessel, Michigan for the wooden boat show there. And then Mackinac Island, where we officially celebrate crossing our wake and finish up. So we're still not sure. So we made it as far as Hessel last year. So that's really where our family will celebrate crossing our wake. So, but we keep telling
it's so tiny, nobody knows it.
Yeah, so we keep telling everybody Hessel,
Mackinac.
So anyway, it's going to be a few days of celebrating coming up. We're excited, but also a little sad that it's coming to an end. So all the feels here on Witness tonight. So, thanks for joining us for another happy hour. We'll be back in the U.S. next time we catch up on another Friday night. Cheers.
Cheers.